Hello, and welcome to Threaded Together, a podcast that stitches together home sewing and high fashion. We're your hosts. I'm Tracy.
And I'm Lee. You may know me as Rebecca, but last year I did change my name at the end of the year. I've been going by my middle name, so we're both getting used to it. We're finally back recording an episode. We are so excited. This is our 24th episode for Threaded Together, and we're excited to have you.
Yeah, we are thrilled to have you back listening to us again.
And watching us because we're testing out video here. So we'll see how we do with this recording live. But it's nice for us to be able to see each other and for you to be able to see our faces too.
Yep.
Okay, well, Tracy, gosh, it's April, our first episode of the year because I don't know, life threw us some curveballs last year. We were not planning on taking this long of a break.
Yep. That's definitely true. But we're back now.
But we're back now. It's been a bit, but we're
Mhm.
excited to finally be back at this. So let's see what we've been up to. Usually we just recap what we've been sewing and working on in the past month, but I guess we have about, I'm counting my months, 5 months.
It's been a few months. End of November. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you
So
want to go
Tracy,
first? Lee.
I'm happy to. I left off, I was kicking off an attempt at making a collection, and I
Mhm.
didn't finish it in my goal time frame, in part due to life events and things happening that also interrupted the podcast. But I did make quite a few pieces, which was really fun. More recently, Tracy, I'm a dog with a bone about a challenge. So I'm currently making something for the Met Gala, which is a very
Mhm.
queen-ish inspired piece at the moment, but it's gonna be, I don't know, a little upcycling, a little ridiculous outfit, all that fun stuff.
I'm excited to see that. And I have been enjoying following your progress on YouTube for that as well.
Oh,
So that's very
thank
good. And when this goes out,
Yeah.
the Met Gala is after this episode. So it'll be interesting to reflect on that next time we catch up and see what the piece was you made compared to what everyone wore and how they interpreted the theme.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Vogue did an absolutely fantastic, mini video documentary of the behind the scenes of shooting the US Vogue for May, and it was just fantastic.
Yep, I haven't seen it. Send me a link. Yep. I saw the article, but I haven't seen the video.
I started designing what I'm making, and then I think I saw it 2 days ago and was just floored because it's talking to everybody that's involved, talking about the theme, which is super fine, and it's tailoring in Black style, and then the theme for the gala itself is tailored for you to give it more of that, personal style, but they're interviewing all of these different people in the May version of the magazine. Just the style, the texture, La Roche, I think, did all of the styling for it, and they're talking to the professor who is the curator for the exhibit, the guest
Mhm.
curator,
Okay.
and it's just like a visual feast, the video, as well as,
Mhm.
going behind the scenes of the shoots and everything and talking about the theme and the style, and it's wonderful. So I'll have to, share that out so we can talk about it next time because I don't think I've been this excited for a Met Gala in a while. Yeah, it's so inspiring. So you'll have to tune in next month because I'm sure that'll be one of the first things we'll wanna talk about is how the Met Gala looked. Have you been working on sewing-wise? Have you gotten to anything in the past little while?
Not that much sewing. I had some fun December makes, some fun makes at the beginning of January, and then I haven't managed anything for a few months. But the weekend just gone, which was Easter weekend, long bank holiday weekend in the UK, I managed to do lots of sewing, and it was so great to be back at my machine and back sewing, and it was really lovely. I've been thinking about summer makes and
Mm.
summer holidays and sewing for sunshine. So I re-listened to one of our episodes last year about swimsuit sewing,
Right.
and I was listening to that, and I made myself another swimsuit in this leopard print fabric, obviously. And then I made myself like a little, kind of cover up type thing using this absolutely gorgeous or like ripstop organza fabric in leopard print
Whoa.
again. Bit of a theme going on. And I used the Sew Over It Sylvia robe pattern to do that, which was really like just a really lovely, easy make, French seams, everything. And it was just really, really lovely make. And I look forward to wearing that when there's some sunshine. And then there's one more. I mean, I had a fun weekend of sewing. Um, there was this lace cover up that I saw on, I don't know, some Instagram influencer, which is like this lace cover up dress from a brand called Sea Level Australia. And it was in this like a black lace cover. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, oh, I think I can recreate that. So I used this like netted fabric and like completely hacked one of the patterns that I have in my stash, the kilo wrap dress from Name Patterns. So completely hacked that, made this cool cover up, which again, I look forward to some sunshine to wear that one. So yeah, I've had some fun sewing in the last few days.
I love that. And I love that, like, not only do you hack all of these, like, great patterns based on getting inspired by social media, Tracy, but it's also, like, you always remember the names of all of them too, which I love. Because then it's so easy to just look them up and be like, "Oh, okay, that's how you did that." That's yeah, just so clever. Is this shearling number something that you've made that you're wearing?
Oh, this was one from, the Fabric Godmother do their dream wardrobe thing, and it was, oh, you can't see it very well. There we go. That was the fabric in it. But I made a not the pattern it came with. I didn't fancy I didn't fancy the layers of fabric for that. But yeah, just I don't know, a fibre me pattern, DD pullover, I think, because it's just a nice cozy little thing to wear.
That that just looks like
So yeah.
something I'd wanna live in. Yeah, the fabric just
Oh,
looks
yeah, yeah, yeah.
luscious.
Yeah. Today's been cold, and I was like, "I know, I'm gonna put my little pullover on."
I enjoy that you always share your fabric godmother dream wardrobe projects as well. I
Dude,
feel like that's
it's always some incredible patterns and fabrics in there. Some of the best things. I was wearing, a coat I made, from it back in September, October, November,
mm,
one of those months, like a puffer jacket kind of thing. And I was wearing it on a dog walk, and I'm putting the dog back in the car, and I got in the car, and then this woman came running up to my husband and was like, excuse me, where did she get her coat?" And he was like, out the car, I was like, "Yeah, I made it, I'm sorry." And she was like devastated, absolutely devastated. Just like, "Oh." She's like, "Do you
mm,
sell them?" And I was like, "No, no." No, no, no. Like, "Oh." So just do it. It's actually fun. It's easy. Just make your own. Yeah, that was my advice to
yeah,
her.
crushing people's
But
dreams,
yeah,
right?
that's the point. There's always some very, very, very fun fabric in there.
Well, that really just looks, like,
Mhm.
absolutely luscious. I had made that fabric back shearling oh, I guess I did sew some other things. A T-shirt that I had made,
Yeah,
it had been helpful to get tips from you on just how to deal with some of the pile and everything, and I went back and was listening
yeah.
to our episode on I think it was, like, we were talking about with velvet and different things, just some of the tips and tricks, and gosh, I was so glad that I had bought a serger last year. It made, like, the world of difference. So, we usually talk about, like, current events and things. There've just been so much designer turnover. Like, I swear the designers have changed at every single house in the past, like, several months. So maybe that's something we'll have to revisit.
Are there any in
Here
particular that, interest you or
um
you were shocked
God,
by?
let's see. In the most recent Fashion Week, it was announced that Jonathan Anderson, well, not they
Mhm.
announced he was leaving Loewe before the last collection came out,
Yeah,
but he's now
yeah.
doing Dior Homme, Homme men's. Dior men
Yeah,
so
I did.
apologies to any French speakers who might be listening because we that is not our first, second, third, or fifth language, yeah. So
No.
that was a big one. Prenza's Schouler, big New York brand that was, like, huge in, like, the 2010s. The designers stepped down and then got appointed at
Mhm.
Loewe. The designer from Bottega Veneta is just moved to Chanel, which I think is be incredible. Sarah Burton
Mm.
from Alexander Queen. Just did her first show for Givenchy. One of my favorite collections this last season was Hader Ackerman at Tom Ford. It was all like neon. It was all it was the color and the cut, and it was just like it just felt fresh and interesting and new. So
Wow.
something we'll have to make a point to chat about next go around, and if there's any specific appointments or changes that anybody's interested in us talking about, you can always just like let us know and we'll happily give our 2 cents and go back and watch all the shows because it's always so
Yeah.
much fun to watch together as well.
Awesome.
At the end of last year, Tracy, I thought this was a good idea that you had. We were supposed to, in December, answer all these questions at the end of the year for what we were excited for this year. And since we're kind of getting in the groove a bit for this year, about a third of the way in, we thought we would go back and try to answer some of the questions and
Yeah.
see if we could remember from the previous year. I think remembering will be the hardest part, not
Yeah, well,
necessarily.
I keep a list. I think I keep a list of everything I make, don't you?
No.
No. But because I think actually it's actually a really nice thing to do. I've only been doing it for the last few years, but keeping an actual digital list of what I've made because I think it's good to see how far I've come in terms of the quality of the garments, but also the
Mm.
quantity, not because more is better, but just the kind of complexity of the ones that I'm doing and how that varies because you can look at something and it can take you 3 months to make it and that's fine. That's a really nice thing, isn't it? But just to see that, let's just see a list is a real kind of point of growth, isn't it? To see. Yeah, I do keep a list and pull up my list so I've got it to refer to.
Well, I guess I have in the past done like everything I made recaps on like YouTube, but then this year I was like, screw it, I'm gonna try to make a collection instead. But most of the things that make up my like everyday wardrobe are all items that I've made just because they fit better than everything
Yeah,
else. So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
also like pretty top of mind, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay, because the first question that we had was, how many things did you make last year? Tracy, do you know?
I don't want to sit and count them up. It's about 22, 24, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you have a more or less than last year? Do you keep track?
It looks similar to last year, similar to the year before. Yeah, similar kind of number. What about you?
Okay, it depends on if, like, crocheting off of things counts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everything counts.
I think I only have only 12 that I see on my little things I've made if I count 2, like, upcycling projects, but definitely kind of knocked it out of the park at the beginning of this year, though, with, like, trying to do the collection thing. That definitely
Mhm.
upped my number. I'm on track for a year-over-year increase.
Yay.
And do you have a best make of the year, something you would say?
So the one I've actually finalised in the start of last year was the Bella Loves Patterns Freddie jacket, and that was like one of my
Oh,
favourites because it was just like such a rewarding make. It took a lot of time and patience because there's so many steps and it's really, really done properly, and it was um, a really, really lovely piece, and I do enjoy wearing it as well. It's not like an everyday one because I went for like sparkly, bit of sparkle in the fabric, so I can't wear it, everywhere. I think that was one of my proudest makes anyway. What about you?
I keep almost forgetting because I finished it at the very beginning of January, but when I did the upcycling of the blanket coat into, like, a Dior-inspired shape, the green and, orange one, that has to
Yeah,
be that's still, like, one of my proudest, I think, makes. Yeah.
because it was like such a learning curve, and there were so many good things and skills and things you tried to learn it to make it. Yeah,
Yeah, and the fact that it was, like, able to have the shape without any internal structure too, after having, like, done the recreation with
yeah,
an internal structure, and
yeah.
it's also just super cozy.
Proper like realization of the vision you had for it as well. Um,
Yeah, which is always a shock when it turns out the way
yeah,
you want it to.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And what was your most worn make?
I think that was a surprise for me. I had made trousers out of
Mhm.
this, like, leftover, couch material, and I didn't even have enough, so I had to, like, patchwork them. Then I ended up making, like, a double waist but they're so comfortable. They've become like my go-to pants to wear.
Okay, most worn. I think I've got 3 contenders, for most worn, and maybe I should keep tally. I don't know. I've seen people where they put like a little sew a label into their clothing and tally it every time they wear it, so they kind of have an understanding of how worn it is, and, maybe that's
Mm.
what we should do with our makes. Let's have a little label sewn in. So and 2 of them were the Fabric Godmother Dream Wardrobe, so there we go, there's me being a fan again. So one's the coat I mentioned earlier, which was the puffer jacket, and it was the, Avril fibre made passion, but the
Mm.
fabric was gorgeous, and just literally have lived in that, I think, from the moment I wore it until about now. Probably will,
Mhm.
put it away for the summer shortly, but, yeah, that was been a great one. And then there was also the leopard print again, there you go. This Sarah pants, leopard print trousers, which they're cool and love them and they're easy, and I've had lots of compliments on those as well. Again, where people are disappointed when you when they ask where you got it. You say, well, yeah, upset. And then there's another one which is like another one of these, but in a
Mm.
different fabric. So yeah, I
I
think
love
they're
it.
the top 3.
I love that the last year, the leopard print was like a point of contention where I think I said that I hated leopard print, and
Mhm.
now you're doubling down, tripling down with like
I know.
leopard print swimsuit, like organza cover up. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it
Yeah,
so
I'm
much.
going I'm going head to toe. I don't think I can get away with head to toe, but, in different
Why
prints.
not? Yeah.
What I'll try it. I'll try it. We'll give it a go.
I mean, leopard print's a neutral, right?
It
So
definitely is. It
yeah.
definitely is.
That's such a cool idea, the tracking the frequency of makes.
Mhm.
So you've seen people sew labels in and then keep track. They
Yeah.
do like
Like
a little stitch then in it?
I'm not sure. It's quite a nice idea, especially if you spend money on clothing or you spend time on making something to have a kind
Mhm.
of idea of your cost per wear, as it were, is quite a nice concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I've tried very unsuccessfully to do this before where like you do more of the closet rotation of when you wear it, you move it to the back or something if it's hanging
Oh.
to try to just give you some awareness of what you're
Mhm.
wearing. But I do think when it comes to makes, it's just such a lovely thought because we want to be wearing what we make.
Agreed, but then some of the things that put the most time into, um, I definitely wear the least. If you think about like an occasion, dress or something, and there's only so many occasions where you can wear them, and, you
Yeah,
put a lot of time into them to make them,
yeah.
this perfect, fabulous thing.
But I still think there's so much value in doing that because it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're
Like, yeah, but it's a realization of an idea, it's learning new techniques, it's,
yeah.
and there's lots of things in that respect that are all good, aren't they?
Such a timely topic because next month is Me Made
Midnight
May.
Mall. Yeah, which is about reflecting on your makes and and it's not about quantity, it's not about saying you're head to toe in your own makes, is it? It's about reflecting on whether they work for you. Sure.
Definitely something that's good to reflect on.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Our next question was what you learned the most or learnt the British. Both are grammatically correct. I have looked this up because I like had started saying learnt and I was like, where did I get that from? So I had to look it up. Both are fine. What you learned or learnt the most from or was the most challenging make? Ooh, Tracy, do you have a good one for that?
What did I learn the most from? I think actually last year I only drafted my own thing once, which is quite bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, so I guess I didn't learn that much from it, but I practiced some skills. So there we go. I think that was a good thing to do.
Which one was it?
It was a pink and red dress inspired by a Molly Goddard dress,
Okay.
um, which
Did you finish that one?
I did finish it. I
Oh,
don't know whether I ever shared any
I
pictures
don't
of it
think
with
so.
you. I will make it my mission to wear it over the upcoming month and share a picture. There you go.
I'm excited. Yeah, because I remember seeing the work in progress of that, and it's stunning. Well, I would say that the one that I learned the most from was the biggest challenge, would probably actually have just been the swimsuit. I mean, it was such a relatively quick and easy make, but I'd never used stretch fabric. I'd never tried anything like that. And
Mhm.
then discovering, like, how well the busts fit, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, my life is changed."
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I mean, I guess it wasn't the most challenging technically. It was quite challenging to get up the nerve to do.
It always felt before making my own swimsuit, there was something that was unachievable or wouldn't
Yeah.
fit or wouldn't work or wouldn't be, swim worthy. So yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to do. And it's also the fact that it's so quick and easy. It's like you don't need to use an
Mhm.
iron. Like that makes it just such a nice palette cleanser project, really. Yeah.
And of course, if anyone needs any tips on swimwear, one of the things that does help make it easier is we did that whole episode on it. It's like, how intense is your swimming gonna be? Are you going in the ocean? Yes or no, right? And that's, like, how much you have to worry about your materials and things, but I'm more of, like, a in the pool kind of
I'm more a by the pool with a cocktail kind
Yes, actually, really, that's it. That's more absolutely,
of.
yeah.
That's my style. There we go. So then for the rest of 25, is there anything you wanna learn or practice or refine?
Oh gosh. Okay, so I guess I have gone on quite the journey in terms of just, like, trying to make a collection, and one of the biggest things that I learned was just to, like, make the thing, right? You've been seeing some of that even in what I'm working on right now because you get behind the scenes, like, "Should I cut this here?" The thing that I really wanna practice is just going for it, right? And
Yep.
just
Yep.
being willing to just make it
Bold,
and screw something up
brave.
but just being a lot less of a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and maybe that also means toile more too, because you can
Yeah.
just, mess with the toile and
Well, yeah,
be like, "I
twirling
should have cut here, let me just cut it and I'll remember later," or something, so, I think that's the biggest thing for me is just
I
do
think
more.
that's a good one. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Because sometimes you can be a bit decision paralysis.
Yeah,
It's like, if I
yeah.
cut here, how will it look? If I do this, what will it do? If I do this, and sometimes you just gotta be like, just go for it. See what happens. It'll be alright. Yeah.
How about you, Tracy? Anything on your learn or practice or refine list for the year?
Mm, I think I've got to, brush off my old drafting skills and make a few things and just kind of, like you say, just go for it. I always see, beautiful dresses and things that I'm
Mm.
inspired by, I am quite safe and cautious, I guess, in that I'll dig for a pattern that I've already got and kind of unhack it, which is one thing, or try and find a pattern that's similar to what I want to recreate. And really, if I've got a vision in my mind, I should just go for it. So there's definitely some really, really nice, dresses I'd like to recreate. And yeah, especially like fitted dresses, because that's something you can do from a block so much better than from a pattern and backward adjusting it to fit for you. So
Mm.
yeah, I think I'd like to do some more drafting.
In terms of sewing resolutions, do you have any for the year?
No, do you?
Maybe I do. I mean, I still haven't made a coat. I, like, look at my wall of fabric. I'm just like, "What am I doing?" I just have, like, specific fabric that I really only have enough to make a coat, but I bought to make a coat, and it's just
Mhm.
like
Just make
so
it go.
actually, yeah, maybe that's more of my sewing resolutions, less about even just, like, making the coat as, like, making the things that I bought the fabric to do.
Yeah, I love making coats though. Really, I need to rein in my coat making, to be honest. I've got more coats than I've occasions to wear them. My sister will be like, "I'll have that when you're done with it. I'll have that when you're done with it." At least I'll go to a good home.
Yeah, and you can always just, like, rotate back later at some point, be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's this lovely thing that I made."
Yeah, but I dunno, I just really like making coats. I think I need to buy a little less fabric and, make a bit more from my stash, but I think I said that last year and the year before and the year before, so, it'll be an eternal one to stick to.
Okay, so our last question we had put, Tracy, was what we said we'd make, and did we actually do it? And I don't even remember. You.
Mm.
Did you have anything that you'd said you'd I feel like you're
Oh,
so
yeah.
because you have your whole system with planning.
I don't think that's I'm happy I've convinced you that I do, but that's not true. I don't know, because I think the thing is that in every episode we talk about something really fun and be so
Mm,
inspired to go away and make something. And then, life and stuff, lifetime, usual constraints. And I never did. And I know that at the start of last year, one of the things I wanted to do, which was also true of the year before, and the year before, and the year before, is the Charles James dress that I like. I'm obsessed by, but that requires some serious drafting, and I haven't done that. And that's something I'd still like to do, but I can't see it happening in the next few months because it's something that will require like a solid block of time to achieve, I think.
So I think I said I was gonna make his eider
Oh,
down jacket.
the jacket. I mean, yeah.
Maybe we do.
Maybe we both try the jacket and we both try and do the dress and we compare results.
Ooh.
That'd be quite the challenge. I mean, I'd love to do it. It'd be great. I'm just thinking I've got stashed under my desk. Someone gave me some old silk curtains and that would make for fabulous bases for the jacket.
Oh, we might have to do this. So I have it's like a silk bridal kimono that I got at
Oh,
kilo sale, and it was just like on the floor, and it even has like padding at the bottom.
there we go. That's the right
So
foundation. Well, there we
we
go.
might need to set a date, have a month where we do some
Okay.
Charles
Maybe a
James.
bit later in the year when there's less holidays,
Less
less sunshine.
holidays and maybe like when the weather gets
Yeah, when it's like indoors, rainy type weather and you don't want to be sat outside. Yeah, that's the aim. An autumn project.
You heard it here. We're committing to things already, even though we're talking about things that we committed to that we haven't done, but we're making more plans. But that's something to look forward to. So
Yeah, no, that'd be super.
I guess that's an update for me. It's like because I finally got a fabric cutting table, which I'm currently sitting at.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, which
that's
is
so
nice.
exciting.
But then it has spaces to hold fabric underneath. So I have fabric in the corner and then I have rolls at the base. And now they have a space to live, which I'm like, this isn't good. So this is usually the part in the episode we talk about what we're working on next or what our plans are for the next episode. But since we now have an opportunity for people to be able to weigh in, we've been thinking about doing for the next one fitting, talking a lot about bust stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
was one of the big things that we talked about. So if that's something that you would like to have an episode on fitting, how to fit things, let us know. Or if there's something else that you think we should be discussing in our next episode, all of the musical chairs of designers,
Mhm.
lots of different things that we could discuss. We might catch a wild hair between now and then, which sometimes happens in our WhatsApp chat, and go down a rabbit hole. But yeah. But Tracy, do you have anything that you're planning on making? I heard, isn't the Ascot coming up yet
Mhm.
again?
Trying to think about what kind of dress I'd like to wear.
I love when you do a lot because it's always like for anyone who hasn't seen an Ascot outfit, which I hadn't until I had the privilege of seeing yours, Tracy. It's like it's the hat, it's the dress, it's this whole. It's like I guess when I think of like trying to design something for a fake occasion, you have real occasions that are that creative and thoughtful, and I just think that's so incredible.
Yeah, it's quite fun to be able to just think about the whole outfits. I have some fabric that I want to play
Mm.
around with, but I haven't quite worked out what to do with it yet. So that's, I think, um, probably on my up next. I haven't done much sewing so far this year. I've got lots of ideas, and so just got to like rein them in and choose a direction. But yeah, probably working on a nice dress for the summer is my next project. Yes.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. But before our next episode, if you have any thoughts, ideas, or questions for us, you can always find us on social media at Threaded Together Podcast. In the meantime, I'm Tracy,
And I'm Lee, and this has been.
the Threaded Together Podcast.
We'll see you next time. And also, you can always leave us a comment below. Like, subscribe, ring a bell if you like the visual content. And yeah, just let us know what you think. And we'll keep doing this if it works.